Hey, and welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I'm going to be continuing the Babylon 5 theme. The last build was the Omega class destroyer from the Earth Alliance in Babylon 5. This is the Hyperion class, if I'm saying that correctly. And it's an older ship than the Omega. It preceded the Omega. It's a bit shorter than the Omega. From what I've read, this one's around 1,000 meters long. The Omega is about 1,700 meters. That in mind, I did not do this to scale. I just shrunk this file down, and I wanted a nice size Hyperion. I really like the design. It's more of a kind of a industrial look to it, with a lot of the framework. Like it's kind of primitive type of ship. Anyway, the file was found on Thingiverse, and it came in several parts. I did make one cut myself, and that was the front section. This was all one part. And I knew it was going to be tricky printing all these antenna and these barrels to the front guns. And so I went ahead and made a cut. That way, if something went wrong, I could come back and just print this and not lose all of this. I figured that this would print. So this was one piece that I did a cut. This was another piece, I believe was printed in kind of this orientation and came out pretty good. Of course, there's always some processing to FDM prints, but I was really surprised that all this made it through the actual print. You have the kind of the engine block in two different sections. You have the engine nozzles, which was its own section, and then kind of, I guess, looks like you got fuel containers, and that prints there. Just this has kind of a weird fit to it. I have to look at it, but that's the way it printed out. And it did come with some guns. Now it came with this gun, which, as you can see, doesn't look very good. A lot of marks in here where they didn't kind of smooth out the guns. The barrel's very primitive. So I went into Tinkercad and designed my own gun, which I felt was a little closer than what you see in the show. It has a little bit more detail around the midsection. The guns are lifted up higher is what I noticed from best I can tell. And I gave some detail to the barrels. The barrels are actually printed apart. They were kind of upright. That way the printer wouldn't have to support underneath like it did on this one. And you get the scarring and stuff. And you get a better chance of having a nice strong print. And it turned out pretty good. Plus they're opened up at the end, unlike these. So, and there's two different sizes. So basically, but they look identical. And you can see here where I printed out the two different sizes. So I think that turned out pretty good. That's my own design on the gun there. Now there are markers on the ship itself that let you know where the guns go. I guess like some gun bases. And like you have some of the bigger guns around the main bulk of the ship. You got some smaller guns that go on these mounting points. For some reason, I have one of these come off. It just didn't print there, and so that was supposed to go there. And there's two small guns kind of facing back and forwards. So I printed off those guns. So that's basically most of the stuff. I think it's pretty much everything. I might add a little depending. I did. On the front section here, I did add onto these front guns. There was no, as you can see, it was kind of this open-end barrel, and it was just a solid piece, kind of like the other one right here. And it just looked like some detail. So I, again, got into Tinkercad and printed out some of these little tubes or gun nozzles and see where those go into place. So it gives us some open up barrels and gives just a little bit more detail. I've already broke one of these. I've super glued it back in. So another advantage of splicing this is I can kind of handle this separately because it's pretty delicate right there. I am starting to process some of the parts. You have kind of the main section of the ship. I'm not sure if that's the bridge or not. I know there's no, from I understand, there's no gravity in the ship. It's before the Earth Alliance and had artificial gravity, and it didn't have any kind of rotation. So I'm not sure if that's the bridge. But anyway, this part, you can see here, it was kind of printed flat, so I had some ports. So there is some roughness going on here. You can clearly see some of the print lines. It was the same on this one, and what I've taken is some UV resin and put it in there, and of course hardened it and sanded it, and I'm in the process of smoothing it out. So it looks a lot better than that right there. Still a little bit of work to do, but that was just like one go at some UV resin to kind of fill in the gaps and then come back and sand over it. And there was a few places where there was some pretty roughness right in here. Again, I used the UV resin, and I'm still sanding that, kind of smoothing that out. It's pretty rough right there. Pretty rough in here. Same thing, I've already put some UV resin and sanded that on that. So a little bit of processing going on. Otherwise, the details are pretty good. This part has, I had to sand and cut these down. They didn't fit very well, but basically this part will fit in here. And even though it has a notch back here, there's no notch, and it kind of connects like that. So it's plastic, but still is a little bit of weight. I'm a little concerned about that connecting there. So I may try to put a metal rod or something in there to give it a little bit more support. So basically it'll go in like that. You have the front end. I have to figure out how to put this on a mounting, how to put this on display base, because it's this kind of an odd shape. It's kind of, the center of gravity. I think it's going to be somewhere in here, and there's just nowhere to put that. So it may be like a two-part display base, comes up and supports both edges. I thought initially about lighting these engines. It would be terribly hard to open those holes up, but the problem is getting the power lines to it. I guess if I was really crafty, I could kind of run it through there, but then I would have to run it through this section. And again, so I think I'm just going to skip on that engine lighting. 99.9% of the time it's not on anyway. So on this one, I think I'm just going to try to build it out and give it a good paint job. I have a little bit of scarring there. Not sure how that happened, but that's an easy fix. So anyway, that's where we're at. I'm going to work on some processing, and we'll come back once I have some primer stuff on it. All right, as you can see here, I have my ship mostly put together, minus the smaller parts. I do have the guns. I did a gray primer and then a dark gray base coat on them. I might do some dry brushing and maybe some detail painting to bring out the detail, but those are looking pretty good. There's some little engine nozzles to go on. I believe they kind of go on the sides right here, but I'll have to double check before I put those on. Just super glued on the main part. You can see where I've did some priming and sanding already, at least one coat and one pass of sanding. It may take a couple to kind of get it where I want it. This part's not sanded. This part slotted in, had a little bit of a gap, and where I used some Vallejo plastic putty right there to seal that gap. On this part, I did some brass tubing, drilled some holes through both sections and ran some brass tubing through there to give it a little bit more support, and then super glued the rest of that in there. It seems pretty strong. Not too worried about breaking, unless of course it falls, which would probably break a bunch of other things. Glued on the engine nozzles, and pretty much from here it's just going to be priming and sanding for a little bit to get the surface ready for a base coat. I believe the base coat's more of kind of a silver or grayish color with some blue striping and some numbers and stuff of that nature. But I need to kind of get it where it's ready for its base coat. So I'm going to do a little bit of priming and sanding, probably quite a bit. And we'll come back once I get a little further on it. But it's looking good. It's looking like our ship, and pretty pleased with how it's looking so far. All right, as you can see here, I have my model all primed up and put together, except for the guns and some of the minor thrusters here. I think it's looking pretty good. Most of the print lines are pretty much gone from our main body here. There's probably a little bit of work I still need to do on this rear section, but I think it's looking pretty good. I have designed a base to kind of hold it. Now, as you can see here, this is my own design. The first one was like this, which worked, but I didn't like how this part kind of came up over and kind of blocked some of the view and took away from the design of the ship. So what I did is I went in and cut this through. Now this is a 15-degree angle coming down. That's how I made the first cut, and then I just cut some more off the side so it would match. Also kind of opened that up just for visual interest, so it would give it a little bit more personality, I guess. But anyway, so now when it sits in there, there's still some edges on there to keep it from sliding off, but it'll fall in and kind of matches up with that. So I'm pretty happy with how all that came out. My guns, I did a little bit more. There's like a dark gray and some black, and debating whether I should dry brush some silver on the barrels. I haven't decided on that yet. But from here, I'm moving into the base color of the ship. It appears to be kind of a light to medium gray. There's some blue accent stripes, and then a lot of paneling effects going on. I've made up using some craft acrylic paints, kind of a light gray, as you can see here. Try to keep it on the cool side, not a warm gray, more of a lighter gray. And we'll see how that turns out. I'm not 100% sold looking at this if that's going to be the right color. I may alter that a little bit more. That's just the craft paints, a couple different colors, some grays, a titanium white mixed in with a little bit of alcohol and acrylic paint thinner. So I'm going to get the base coat on and we'll kind of go from there. All right, here you can see I have my primary colors on. I did some of the masking of some of the blue. I think the blue is a little darker than it should be, but at this point I'm not going to try to remask and repaint all that. I got my display base attached to a more stable base glued on there, and I think that's working out good and looking pretty decent. And you can just see some of the, had the base coat all airbrushed on, of course masked it off, painted the blue, and then the rest of this is this hand painting with some dark grays, some silvers for these, silver for the tanks back here, I think it's aluminum, kind of a gray gunmetal for the engine nozzles and some of the framework. The guns and the sensor arrays were done in just a black. So from here, I'm getting pretty close to, I think most of this is done. What I need to do is I'm going to try to do some panel work by masking off and taking some dry pastels and kind of putting in some faint lines. The screenshots I grabbed looks like, you know, really quite heavily weathered. So I don't know if I'm going to go super dark on that, but I am going to try to do some like weathering effects and some panel effects on that. So we'll come back once I get further on with that. All right, you can see where I've added on some detail to my ship right here. I'm simply taking some masking tape and putting it on my ship kind of in horizontal and vertical lines. Here I have some dry pastels, got some sandpaper on a block here. I scrape into a powder, use an old paintbrush, dab it in, and then kind of go along the edge of the tape to lightly give it some lines, kind of going back to give it some paneling effects, some weathered paneling effects is what I see. So just as you can see here, kind of what I looked before, you know, kind of plain. And on the other side that I've done, gives it a lot more scale and detail, a little bit more of a realistic look. You do have to go over with some clear coats pretty regularly because it's just kind of chalk on there and it'll brush off. So you have to kind of do one side, work forward, clear coat it, and then do some other lines. You can see where I've kind of added in on the back side, just very faint, not overpowering. So from here I'm going to finish up doing, it is a little bit tedious to do all that, but I think it's worth the effort and gives the ship a lot nicer look. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up that. And I think I'm going to go ahead and kind of finish the model. I'm going to put some decals on it, do a little bit more weathering, maybe a little bit more airbrushing. And when I come back, we'll look at the completed model. Here's my finished Babylon 5 Hyperion Class Cruiser from the Earth Alliance. Very fun project, very happy how it turned out. Even though I didn't do any lighting effects or anything, I'm still really happy with how the ship came out. It's a pretty difficult print with all the structure and just the way it's laid out, especially on an FDM printer to get all these details come out. I'm really happy with my guns that I designed to replace the low detail guns that came with the 3D file. There are some inaccuracies with the paint job, with the model itself. It's not 100% accurate, but overall I think it really captures the essence of what the Hyperion looks like. I did finish up with the scaling. I took a airbrush with some thinned out black paint and did some more weathering across. You might be able to tell on the engine nozzles there's some black going on, just to make it look like it's been used, that there's thrust coming out of it, catching some of the recessed areas. Threw on some of the decals. I don't believe the Hyperion was number 32, but I had a white 32. I also think that 32 was somewhere in the gray area, but I felt like it contrasted better with the blue. It had the name, the Earth Alliance put on there. Those are decals that I made. A little touch-up painting here and there. But I really think it's a cool model. Really like that look to it, and it's kind of that, very basic industrial warship kind of thing. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the project. Until next time, everybody have a good one.